Hi, I'm Khalib Thompson, and welcome to the Caribbean Diaspora Weekly, a place for news, features, and opinions affecting the Jamaican and Caribbean diasporas at large. First, in this week's news roundup,
more than $500 million committed towards an AIDS-free Caribbean. CARICOM meets with Japanese Prime Minister, and reggae artist Chronixx makes major international debut.
In the expose, some insight into what it takes to create a successful Caribbean-owned business in the diaspora.
I think in the Caribbean, entrepreneurship is born out of necessity. They're taking nothing and they're trying to solve a problem, and then they make a profit in the process.
And in the diaspora perspective, an opinion piece on the multi-million-headed beast that I call the diaspora monster. I joked with a colleague the other evening about people saying the diaspora doesn't invest and send money back home, as if the diaspora could put on her jeans and her shoes and pop over to the local drugstore with a $3,000 remittance. Let's get started with the weekly news roundup.
Hi, I'm Karma Hill, and welcome to the weekly news roundup from Jamaicans.com and Caribcast.tv, covering July 18 to July 24, 2014. Off the top in Diaspora News from New York. A roundtable meeting of the membership of the Carib-American Chamber of Commerce and Industry was held to allow the members to network, learn about new business and investment options, and announce those who will be honored at the group's pending anniversary celebration. The honorees will be those who have made major contributions to the Caribbean-American community. Also from New York, the 2013 Caribbean-American Heritage Month, held in Brooklyn, New York, featured top performers and had attendees rollicking to the music of the bands. The 2014 event celebrated its 9th year and was marked by the memorable performance of 6-year-old Kamarli, who managed to hold his own with performers like soca queen Claudette C.P. Peters of Antigua and Magali of Panama. From D.C., more than $500 million will be provided for new programs designed to create an AIDS-free generation in the Caribbean. The United States Agency for International Development, USAID, is providing the funds which will be used to support the implementation of Barack Obama's emergency plan for AIDS relief. From the UK, a meeting between Caribbean Overseas Territory leaders, OTs, and members of Parliament in the United Kingdom is scheduled to focus on economic diversification. The heads of Caribbean OTs had a meeting to define topics for discussion, which include stability of the environment, immigration and security, financial regulation, and good governance. In Caribbean news, CARICOM's heads of government will hold a meeting with Prime Minister Shinzo Abe of Japan in Trinidad on July 28. This will be the latest in a series of summit meetings between CARICOM and its various partners from around the world. The participants will discuss sustainable growth, creation of stronger exchanges, and deeper cooperation among the nations. Caribbean healthcare officials held a meeting in Washington, D.C. to define the major concerns among health ministers in the Caribbean region. The top concerns included rising healthcare costs and lifestyle-related illness. This was the first meeting of its kind since 2008 and was attended by representatives of Public Health England and the British Embassy in Washington. In Jamaican news, the government of Jamaica is developing a social protection policy that is meant to alleviate poverty and even eliminate it from the country altogether, according to Dr. Peter Phillips, Finance Minister. The project is a partnership of the Jamaican government and the World Bank that was introduced at the Planning Institute of Jamaica, PIOJ, in St. Andrew. The plan features a combination of public and private resources, non-state agencies, and non-governmental organizations that will have direct involvement in the social protection structure. Robert Pickersgill, Jamaica's Environment Minister, has stated that the serious drought occurring on the island is getting worse and water supply systems are already significantly below normal. The government is trucking water into farming districts to alleviate the worst impacts. In entertainment, reggae artist Chronixx performed live on The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon. He offered his hit single, Here Comes Trouble, on the late night talk show. Jamaicans on the home island and around the world tuned in to watch his performance. Chronixx was one of the lead performers at Reggae Sumfest's International Night. And in sports, Sir Gary Sobers and Sir Vivian Richards, two icons of cricket from the West Indies, received appointments to major roles in the Caribbean Premier League (CPL). Sobers is considered the first all-rounder in the history of cricket and will be brand ambassador. Richards will be a mentor to the Antigua Hawksbill franchise, where he was once team manager. In business, an unknown firm in Belize City wants to trademark the terms MH17 and MH370, the flight numbers referring to planes from Malaysia Airlines that have been involved in major tragedies. MH370 was the flight that disappeared over the Pacific Ocean and has not been found to date, while MH17 was shot down over Ukraine and crashed with no survivors. Intellectual property lawyer Fong Sheng Long says that the registrants, if successful, may stop people from using the mark or ask for payment in the European Union.
Trending this week, ever since the announcement that he would be appearing on The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon on Tuesday, July 22nd, all eyes and ears were trained on reggae artist Chronixx. After delivering his hit song, Here Comes Trouble, his popularity skyrocketed sales of his EP, Dread and Terrible, to the #1 spot on iTunes, and the single to #3. The appearance also generated a boost in his Billboard standings. Pictures of Chronixx backstage with Fallon and holding his introductory cue card racked up over 1,000 shares and several thousand likes on social media within just 24 hours of being posted. When we come back, with the help of some of the business leaders of our community, we'll take a look at making it as a Caribbean entrepreneur.